Hi guys, so this is a video on how to draw Fibonacci for trading. So I'm gonna teach a full guide overall on how to draw Fib. So I'll use the bigger time frame just to explain a little bit bigger, right? How do you draw Fibonacci extension, right? First of all, what you would do is you look for where Fib is. So I'm just going to show you for those that are not used to trading real on how it goes. You can see you click on drawing, right? You go to, so you scroll down, I think Fibonacci, you go down, you can see where it is around this area right here. We can see there are a lot of things that has to do with Fib. We have Fib retracement, we have Fib channel, we have Fib circles, we have spin spiral, we have Fib wedge, but I'm not using that. I only use Fib retracement. So you're gonna click on it, right? I made it already as a favorite because it's something I constantly use. So you can see this star here. This star indicates that it's currently at my favorite. So you can also do that, right? You can do that. So I'm just gonna click on it right here. So this is this right here. This is Fibonacci right here because I use it as my favorite already. So it's where my favorites are. So what you just do is when you click on it, right, you're going from a, depending on the direction of where you're going, right? We go on Fib, right? Let's see, Fibonacci, how to draw, right? Fibonacci. So when you're going from a swing low to a swing high, or vice versa, depending on the direction you're going, and I will explain what I mean, right? So if you're going for uptrend, right, we can call this a swing low, and we can possibly call this a swing high, So if you're going for an uptrend, because you can see this indicate like an uptrend right here, so this one is an uptrend. So if you're going for an uptrend, it will be from here to here. So uptrend, it will be from swing low to swing high. That's for uptrend. So that means if you're going for a downtrend, that will be from swing high to swing low. So you just have to understand that basic concept of drawing Fibonacci. Depending on the direction you are going for, that will determine where you're going to place your swing high and your swing low. So now let's draw it. Now I hope this is clear. Now let's draw the Fib. Like I said, I'm just going to take the Fib. When you take the Fib, because I'm doing for an uptrend, so I'm going from the swing high, from the swing low to the swing high, which is here. You can see there. So this is my point A right here, point B right here. So let me explain something really quick, right? When it comes to Fibonacci, we need 3 points in Fib for us to clarify. So we need a point A, right, which is either the swing low or the swing high, depending on the direction, like I explained earlier on. We need a point B, right, which is also depends on the direction you're drawing it for. Then the point C, it's the retracement. That is the retracement area slash zone. So we can call that area or zone depending on how we see it. So based on this price action we were using for an example, this is point C right here. Point C right here. And that is because we started rejecting around that area. You can see point C which is around this area right here, which is the 50% level right here. So that is how it goes when it comes to Fibonacci. So now that before you draw a fib, make sure you remember that whenever you want to draw a fib, you must have a point A and a B. To draw a fib, right, you must have a point A and a point B. So always note that whenever you want to draw a fib, there should be a price action already for point A to point B for your fib to be drawn, right? Then you get your point C based on the retracement. So point C will be determined based on retracement, which is using this price chart right here. You can see, because let's assume this does not exist yet, right? So this is point A, this is point B right here. Then you can draw your fib because you have a point A and B. Then the point C will now be based on that retracement that happened before. You now know. Hope this is clear, guys. So now what next are we doing right now? Right, so now they have fib tools, and you can always use different numbers of fib because people use Fibonacci in different ways, right? I use Fibonacci different from other people. To me, I think every strategy works. You just have to find the edge of that strategy you're using, right? So this is my own fib settings right here. So I'm just gonna say, so I use for my setting, I use the 0, use the 38.2%, I use 61.8%, I use 100, I use -27. I'll explain this negative 61. Those ones that have negatives, right? They are called Fibonacci extension, which I use. I will explain that in another new video. I'll create a new video on extension, but this is just a simple way of how I use fib. Because if you've been watching my analysis so far, you know that my strategy for a trading is fib. So I'm a fib based person. I like to use fib because I just think it's just convenient for me, and it has higher probability for me. No strategies and only girl, let me put it out there. You just have to work on what you have and improve on it and find the hedge. So I also use my 27% fib level, I use my 50%, I use my 78, I use my 88.6% fib level. So these are my levels. If you want to use my levels, I use it. So this is basically what I use for my trading. And you can go scroll down right here. You can see that based on how you want it, if you see mine is more of like in percent, and it's because I set it to that. So it's just based on particular individual. Sometimes you can put it at value, it just shows the value, but I like it to be at percent. It's just easier for me. So you can set it the way you like it. They have labels as well. You can set it to the left, to the right, or to the center, which you like, but I prefer the right because it's more convenient for me. You can also use set your if you want it to be at the top, middle, or bottom. I like either the top. It depends on how I prefer it though, because sometimes I like it top, so I like it middle, or sometimes I like it down. Then you can change your fonts depending on how big or small you want it to look. Then you just basically click on OK. That's all you have to do. And you can also extend it if you want. I do extend it sometimes. So if you click on extend, you can see that it's extended from here to here, which helps because I like extending because right now, if I'm in the 1 month, right, if I do not extend and I go to a smaller time frame, I probably won't see this retracement values right here because it's not extended. But now that it's extended, no matter how smaller the time frame is or how bigger the time frame is, I can still find it. So that is why I like to extend the lines. It's just personal preference though. So click on OK, then you can save it, right? But these are just my values that I use for fib level right here. So now that is how I use my fib, right? So just because I draw fib and I use fib majority of the time doesn't mean I just use fib, right? I like to use fib is my main strategy, but I have to have other confluences in addition to it. So I use price actions, I use market structure in addition to Fibonacci to trade. So I just don't use fib, right? So fib, you can use fib in different way. Like I said, I use fib as an entry level. So different ways to use fib. Let's see. So different ways I use fib, because I said earlier on that fib can be used in different ways, but different ways I use it, right? I use it to get a retracement first. So I use it to get retracement, right? I use fib for entries. I use fib for just targets. I use fib for targets, right? I use fib for my stop loss, right? I use it to get my stop loss sometimes. I use fib to my target slash take profit, right? So I use it for entries, I use it for my target, I use it for the retracement to gauge the retracement, right? I use it for stop loss, like where I want to put my stop loss as well. So there are different levels of how fib can work, and this is just a quick way on how to draw it. I'm gonna do more videos on it to show different ways on how I use fib, right? I think, oh, let me just because I forgot though, let me just do a quick one. So drawing this fib right here, this one is like how to draw fib, on an uptrend, right? So if you are going to the upside, this is how you draw it from point A to point B, like I said. So let me just show a quick one on if you're pushing to the downside. So let's just see, maybe here, right here, we can see for point. So now this will be my point A, above will be my point A, just like I said, and the last retracement that I said, this last swing low, depends on how you want to see it though. So here you can draw it here, you can also draw it down here too. So this is, you can draw your swing low here, you can also draw your swing low right here. So I'm just gonna see, we can see, so this is how to draw fib for downtrend right here. So like I said, this is point A right here, point here, and this right here is point B, right? And we just have to look for the how it's gonna retrace around that area, right? So that is how you probably use fib. So this is for the downtrend. It's quite easy to use though, to draw, and yeah, and if you get hold of it, it can really be helpful towards your trade. You don't have to trade 100% Fibonacci level the way I do, because my strategy is like 95% fib. You don't have to, but you can always incorporate it to your already made strategy, right? Just to help you for like few things, right? So that is just a quick way on how to draw Fibonacci, guys. Hope you find this video helpful. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, and I'll definitely see you in my next analysis. Thank you for watching, guys.